Hi, my name is Bear, and let's start with Hades. 98% of positive reviews left by hundreds of thousands of people is the best proof that Hades is a masterpiece. This is a godlike, roguelike dungeon crawler that combines the best aspects of action RPG games and is a wonderful storyteller. As the immortal prince of the underworld, you wield powers and mythic weapons of Olympus. To break free from the clutches of the god of the dead himself, you must grow strong and unravel more of the story with each unique escape attempt. Yeah, each attempt. That kinda sums up this game, where you will be dying all the time. But dying is a part of Hades, it's not something you should be afraid of. And people on Steam are saying, well, it doesn't matter what they say, it's a masterpiece. They are all praising the game and saying that it is the best ever, just like potato salad. Soma. You will explore an abandoned underwater facility in the bottom of the ocean. You don't know what happened here, where everybody is, and what is your purpose. Although soon enough you will find out that you are not alone here, and not everybody you'll meet on this journey will be willing to give you a direction or two. Most of the inhabitants will be willing to make a potato salad out of you instead, so be careful. If you played Amnesia, be aware that Soma is basically the same. Slay the Spire. More than 100,000 players are recommending this game for you, and so do I. Slay the Spire is a fuse of card games and roguelike titles. Here you can craft a unique deck, encounter bizarre creatures, and discover relics of immense power while trying to climb up the ladder. Game features a dynamic deck building, so assemble your deck wisely. Discover hundreds of cards to add to your deck with each attempt at climbing the spire. Select cards that work together to efficiently dispatch foes and reach the top. People on Steam are talking that Slay the Spire is really addictive, and yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hours played in the comment section. 200 is quite a casual number here, so another game that will keep your virginity safe and sound for a long time. Deep Rock Galactic. This is a 1 to 4 players first-person shooter featuring badass space dwarfs and 100% destructible environments. Here you can play alone or work together with other players as a team to dig, explore, and fight your way through a massive cave system filled with hordes of deadly enemies and valuable resources. Pick some powerful guns like flamethrowers, Gatling guns, portable platform launchers, and show those puny aliens who's the boss. Dwarfs may be small, but they are really powerful. We in Lithuania have a saying,
Neugis or smogis,
meaning not the size, but the punch is what really matters. And your punch is really, probably weak in real world, but really impactful for the alien population in these dangerous caves. People on Steam are talking that there is no reason not to play this game, and I have to agree. Show those monsters the true meaning of extinction.
rock and stone, baby.
Dyson's Fair program. A new kind of supercomputer has been developed, a machine whose superior artificial intelligence and computing capability will push humanity even further. I guess they built it so they could finally invent vodka without a hangover. Huge computing power is required for a task like that, that's for sure. Only one problem stands in the way. There's not enough energy in the whole planet to feed this machine, so you need to construct the Dyson Sphere, the thing that engulfs the star itself and sucks all of its energy. Portal 2. This is the best game on Steam according to the SteamDB, the very best on the whole Steam. Portal 2 is immune to passing time because it's definitely one of the best puzzle games ever created. And you probably know it well, but have you ever fully completed it? Maybe when you played they challenged you too hard, and now is the time to make another run. Your brain is definitely way different now than it was when you played it for the first time. So you may see challenges from a different perspective than before. Or not, we are not getting younger after all. And if you never played it, what can I say? I envy you because you are up for a treat.
Oxygen not included.
Here you will find that scarcities of oxygen, warmth, and everything else are constant threats to your colony's survival. You will guide colonists through the perils of subterranean asteroid living, and watch as their population grows until they are not simply surviving, but thriving. Like Bear Grylls in nature, except here you don't need to drink your own piss. Though you can do that if you want in real life, I'm not judging you. So here, just like in Dungeon Manager games, everything in your space colony is under your control. From excavation to resource allocation, right down to plumbing and power systems. Resources will begin depleting with your first breath, so be sure to dig fast if you want to live. Your inhabitants each have different and potentially destructive ways of reacting to stress, so be sure to always keep them happy, whatever the cost, or they will all go amok and you will have to start over again. Gorogoa. An overwhelmingly 97% positive review score is not something we can easily ignore. Gorogoa is an elegant evolution of the puzzle genre told through a beautiful hand-drawn story. The gameplay is wholly original, consisting of lavishly illustrated panels which you arrange and combine in various ways to solve artsy puzzles. Impeccably simple yet satisfyingly complex. People on Steam are talking that this may be the best puzzle game ever created. Well, I have to agree, it is definitely one of the best. Very imaginative and made entirely of art. Dorfromantik. This is a relaxing building strategy and puzzle game, in which you place tiles to create ever-growing, idyllic village landscapes. With Dorfromantik you can immerse yourself in a quiet, peaceful world at any time, and take a break from everyday life, which usually sucks. At the same time, the game offers a challenge for those who are looking for one. To be the high score, you need to carefully plan and strategically place your tiles, so you will have to use that tiny organ in between your ears. And it's good for you to take a break from killing countless zombies, riding dragons, and hunting Bigfoot. It somehow reminds me of a tabletop game named Carcassonne. If you like that, you will love this game as well, and vice versa. And now is the time when you subscribe, or if you are already subscribed, hit that bell notification button. Let's be friends with benefits. Kenshi. This is a free-roaming, squad-based RPG focusing on open-ended sandbox gameplay. You can be a trader, a thief, a rebel, a warlord, a slave, or just food for the cannibals. The freedom is here and it's up to you how you would use it. You can research new equipment and craft new gear, purchase and upgrade your own buildings to use as safe fortified havens when things go bad, or use them to start up a business. Well, it's a sandbox game after all. You can aid or oppose the various factions in the world while striving for the strength and wealth necessary to simply survive in the harsh desert. You will train your men up from puny victims to master warriors, carry your wounded squadmates to safety and get them all home alive. Metal Hellsinger. The game has 97% of positive reviews, and that is insane. You'll kill demons to the rhythm of metal and vengeance on an infernal journey through the 8 hells. This is a rhythm first-person shooter bursting with monsters, gorgeous weapons, and heavy metal music created for this game by amazing metal geniuses, like Serj Tankian for example. Yeah, Serj himself sings a new song created especially for this game, and you kill demons listening to it. The song was created with the idea behind it that it is meant to be listened to while killing demons. It is hard to wrap my head around this fact and how metal it actually is. So if you like fast-paced first-person shooter games like Shadow Warrior or Doom, search no more. Metal Hellsinger is what you need to kill your boredom with style. The Talos Principle. You find yourself in a strange, contradictory world of ancient ruins and advanced technology. Tasked by your creator with solving a series of increasingly complex puzzles, you must decide whether to have faith or to ask the difficult questions. Who are you? What is your purpose? And what is the best recipe of the potato salad? You'll have to solve more than 120 immersive puzzles, divert drones, manipulate laser beams, and even replicate time to prove yourself and find a way out. If you think that you have a great intellect, this game will humble you down, I promise. Noita. This is the game which will allow you to dive straight into adventure without sinking many hours preparing for battle. Noita is a magical action roguelite game set in a world where every pixel is physically simulated. You'll fight, explore, melt, burn, freeze and evaporate your way through the procedurally generated world using spells you created by yourself. So,
Vitus delitus
and
vodcus autos optinus eros
is an option at last. You will explore a variety of environments ranging from coal mines to freezing wastelands, while delving deeper in search for unknown mysteries, and use your magic to crush your enemies and manipulate the world around you. Return of the Obra Dinn. In 1802, the merchant ship Obra Dinn set out from London for the Orient with over 200 tons of trade goods. 6 months later, it hadn't met its rendezvous point and was declared lost at sea. But early this morning, about 5 years after its disappearance, the Obra Dinn drifted into a port with damaged sails and no visible crew. As insurance investigator for the East India Company's London office, you dispatch immediately to find means to board the ship and prepare an assessment of damages. So this is a first-person mystery adventure based on exploration and logical deduction. In other words, a story-rich, single-player, atmospheric, horror detective retro walking simulator Return of the Jedi of the Planet of the Apes. Outer Wilds. It was named Game of the Year 2019 by Giant Bomb, Polygon, Eurogamer and The Guardian, so that alone should grab your attention. If it grabs something else or somewhere else, call the police. Here you are, the newest recruit of the Outer Wilds Ventures, a space program searching for answers in a strange, constantly evolving solar system. You will have to find what lurks in the heart of the ominous dog Bramble. Who built the alien city on the moon? Well, obviously aliens, but you know what I mean. Can the endless time loop be stopped? And why is potato salad so delicious? Answers await you in the most dangerous reaches of space. Black Mesa. This is actually a Half-Life, just with better graphics and better, you know, everything. Keep in mind that this is not just a simple remaster, this is a quality remake that expands the scope of the original and massively improves its final chapters. And to be honest, today Black Mesa is the best way to experience Half-Life. No clunky old-school graphics, no compatibility problems, great gameplay and a really interesting, suspenseful story. To say short, Half-Life is awesome, and Black Mesa may be the greatest way for you to play it. People on Steam are saying that Black Mesa is one of the best remakes ever made, and the game doesn't give you any reason to disagree with these wise words. The Forgotten City. This game, as a lot of gamers point out, is a Groundhog Day in an ancient city. The mechanic here is simple. Everyone around you is dying for unknown reasons and you have to stop it. If you fail, and you will fail more than once, you can just go to the portal and restart the day over and over again until you solve the problem of dying so nobody dies anymore. If you think about it, this is a roguelite game, just story-based instead of combat, and it's really one of the best adventure games there is. Also, fun fact, this game started as a Skyrim mod a long time ago, and it was so well received it became a separate kick-ass game. The Planet Crafter. The game is still in early access, but it already has an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam. The adventure here starts literally the same as in Subnautica and many other alien planet exploration games. You are falling from space in a tiny capsule that will be your only home and link to humanity. So you manage to land with all your body parts intact and may start exploring unfriendly nature around you. Well, alright, I ain't gonna lie, in the Planet Crafter you ain't gonna find any hostile enemies. It's a very relaxing game where you don't have to worry about creating new weapons to defend yourself from large alien monsters, nothing like that. You have to gather minerals and resources to survive, and craft all the tools you'll need in order to fulfill your mission, which is to terraform this planet and make it habitable for humans. Also keep in mind that this is not just a crafting game. You will explore old crashed ships and ruins and discover a planet full of mystery. If interested, keep in mind that you can play the demo version on Steam for free. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Bound to protect a young lord who is a descendant of an ancient bloodline, you become the target of many vicious enemies. When the young lord is captured, nothing will stop you on a perilous quest to regain your honor. Well, except death. Death will stop you many times. Keep in mind that Sekiro is the creation of the same developers as the Souls games, and it's meant for people with masochistic tendencies. If you hate yourself, this game is for you. Although I have one piece of advice on how to easily beat this game. It's very simple. Stop being a noob and get good. Satisfactory. This game is basically a 3D Factorio, but Factorio is being cocky about it and is never discounted, so let's talk about Satisfactory instead. Here you will defeat nature by building massive factories everywhere, expand wherever and however you want, without any annoying regulations we have here on Earth, because you are not on Earth anymore. All those animals and plants that live here are scientifically unimportant. They live to serve you and your factory. You'll find about 30 square kilometers, which is about 11 square miles of terrain filled with unique flora and fauna. You can recycle everything and make factories out of them. Build beautiful metal constructions instead of ugly nature. Cover the whole surface of the planet with your elegant conveyor belts and train tracks. Make that pathetic natural habitat disappear and make beauty instead. Be a true hero of the industrial era. Desperados 3. You can kill quietly with a knife or take out multiple foes with your revolvers. I especially like the knife part. It somehow feels more personal and, of course, requires more skill. Scenarios Desperados presents are far from cliché. Situations are quite original but also familiar with a nice vibe of Wild West. I say vibe because here you will fight not only in small frontier towns, but also in creepy swamps, riverbanks and even in sprawling modern cities. Here you can choose between non-lethal and deadly attacks, meaning that you can finish the game without killing anyone. I have no idea why you may do that, it's boring. I live my real life without killing anyone. Why should I do the same where I am allowed to snap a neck or two? For example, I'm against hunting for fun, but I play the hunter and I slaughter all the animals in the forest for pure entertainment. You know why? Because they are not real. Duh. Anyway, Desperados 3 is like an old good Commandos game, but modern with amazing visuals and great quality overall. Resident Evil Village. The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then, you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam.
My friend Pedro.
This is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one's man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path. The strategic use of split aiming, slow motion, and the old stylish window breach create one action sequence after another. If I had to describe this game in one word, it would be fluid, intuitive. Well, that's 3 words, but I was never good at counting. Anyway, this game is pure carnage with amazing features like time slowing and killing enemies with a frying pan. People on Steam are saying that this is a platforming Max Payne, although yellower and with Adidas tracksuit. And you know, Pedro, it's not you, it's a talking banana which makes you commit murders. Great game. Divinity Original Sin 2. Here you can become some really interesting hero. Choose from 6 unique origin characters with their own backgrounds and agendas. For example, you can become a flesh-eating elf. You may think, what, is that the lame feature that regenerates health like ghouls have in every game? No, it's way cooler. Once I found a dead body, and there was an option to, you know, eat its leg. I was like, why not? And I ate it. And suddenly I saw who killed the guy because this feature of mine worked in this mysterious way, and I completely forgot that I have it. I just ate the leg because I can. So the game gives you freedom that is sometimes a bit absurd. That is awesome. Anyway, here you will explore the vast and layered world alone or in a party of up to 4 friends in a cooperative play. You can even play on split screen with your mother-in-law. Go anywhere, unleash your imagination and explore almost endless ways to interact with the world. There's more to experience in PvP and Game Master modes. In the latter, you'll create your own stories or download fan-made campaigns from Steam Workshop. A must-play, that's a fact. What Remains of Edith Finch. 17-year-old Edith Finch is the last surviving member of the eccentric Finch family. All of her closest relatives and family have died violently at a young age, leading to rumors about a family curse. Now she's on her way to her Finch mansion, a bizarre ramshackle building hidden deep within the forest of the state of Washington. Once there, she intends to research her family's history and learn the truth behind the alleged curse. While this can sound like a horror game, it's actually just a tale about one family that is more interesting than your family or mine. People are saying that this is more than just a game, it is a unique form of art. Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun. This is a hardcore tactical stealth game set in medieval Japan around the Edo period. You will take control of a team of deadly specialists and sneak into the shadows between dozens of enemies. Choose your approach when infiltrating mighty castles, snowy mountain monasteries, and hidden forest camps. Set traps, poison your opponents, or completely avoid enemy contact. Game has an overwhelmingly positive review score, meaning that for this price it is a masterpiece. Although keep in mind that the game sometimes may prove to be insanely difficult and some missions are beyond hard to crack. So be sure that you have not forgotten how to use that tiny, not very important organ between your ears, because you will need it more than ever. People on Steam are talking that if you like classic Commandos or Desperados 3 for example, this game for sure is your spoon of potato salad. The Binding of Isaac. 97% of positive reviews is something that must be exhibited in the Museum of Awesome, and those 97% are left not by some bunch of 200 people. Oh no, you have to add 3 zeros to that. So more than 200,000 people are saying that this game is awesome. It's an automatic must play and you have no arguments against that. So the story begins when Isaac's mother starts hearing the voice of God in her head, demanding a sacrifice be made to prove her faith. Isaac escapes into the basement, facing droves of deranged enemies and lost brothers and sisters. You know, those who were sacrificed before to prove the faith, also his fears and deepest terrors, and eventually his loving mother. Here you'll find over 500 hours of gameplay, challenge runs, more than 450 items, controller support, and 2-player local co-op. The game also supports 60 frames per second refresh rate and, listen to that, 637 Steam achievements. So I guess it's your time to collect them all. A short hike. 99% of positive reviews.
What?
Yeah, I know, it looks like some kind of miracle. Games with such ratings do not exist. You know, like elves, or politicians who don't lie, or elves who don't lie.
Those lying bastards!
So here you can hike and climb through peaceful mountainside landscapes, follow the marked trails, or explore the backcountry as you make your way to the summit. Along the way, meet other hikers and discover hidden treasures. People on Steam are talking that this game is Breath of the Wild crossbred with Animal Crossing, and the only bad thing about this game is that it ends. And it ends really quickly. About 1.5 hours of your life will be made better by this game. A masterpiece, no doubt. Spiritfarer. This is a cozy management game about dying. Here you will take on the role of a titulous Spiritfarer, ferrymaster of the deceased. Build a boat to explore the world, then befriend and care for spirits before finally releasing them into the afterlife. Farm, mine, fish, harvest, cook and craft your way across mystic seas. Or join the adventure as Daffodil the cat in 2-player cooperative play. Yeah, you can play it with your mother-in-law and bond like never before. The game guarantees relaxing quality time with your spirit passenger, where you create long-lasting memories and, ultimately, learn to say goodbye to your cherished friends. A wholesome experience with an overwhelmingly positive review score. Also, you can play the demo version on Steam absolutely free. Slime Rancher. Last time I checked, it held 18th place among the best games on Steam. Yeah, it is ranked higher than Counter-Strike, Half-Life 2, Dishonored or Fallout New Vegas.
Incredibile.
So this is a charming first-person sandbox experience. You will play a plucky young rancher who sets out for a life 8,000 light years away from Earth. Each day will present new challenges and risky opportunities as you attempt to amass a great fortune in the business of slime ranching. Collect colorful slimes, grow crops, harvest resources, and explore the untamed wilds. Also, here you can complete daily requests from other ranchers to get bonus rewards. Earn money to upgrade your stuff, build more corals, and expand your ranch. This is a relaxing and fun game, very suitable after a hard work day, or as a casual time burner when you have nothing else to do. Well, in that case, you can go and make delicious potato salad instead. Totally accurate battle simulator. If you are just bored and want to kill some time in single player without thinking too much, I doubt there is a better game for that than Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. At first, it's really funny. Second, it challenges your IQ and actual tactical skills. All you need to do is to choose your units, place them strategically and press the fight button. They will do all the battling part by themselves and you will observe it like some overarching god who has no power to influence anything anymore. So when your army is ripped apart and its scattered remains lie on the ground, then you may think of another strategy and try again, and then again. Some of the battles in the campaign are crazy hard and will squeeze your IQ through your nostrils. Also, if you have some doubts, the game has about 100,000 reviews left on Steam and the score is really close to 100%. I'm not kidding, it's probably one of the best rated games on the whole Steam. Katana Zero. This is a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring instant death combat. You may ask, who will be instantly dying, you or your enemies? Well, that is a matter of your skills. If you suck as a gamer, you know the answer already. So here you'll slash, dash and manipulate time to unravel your past and leave the trail of blood and intestines everywhere you go. The pace of the game somehow reminded me of Hotline Miami. Super fast action where you will have to time your attacks perfectly or, you know, you die. People on Steam are saying that the only bad thing about this game is that it ends. Dead Cells. Overwhelmingly positive reviews should lock your attention even if you don't like pixel art graphics. And this game can stand strong behind the name of the style, it's true art. The game is really beautiful, just like you, my friend, but graphics are just one side of the coin. People on Steam are saying that this roguelite Metroidvania is probably the best game of the genre. Along with the graphics, you will get great music and gameplay more addictive than potato salad. People are also joking that here using the machete and pistol weapon is the closest thing we'll ever get to Bloodborne Bloodborne on PC. And speaking about platforms, it should be an amazing experience on Steam Deck. You can also acquire it on Switch, but we all know that Nintendo is not very fond of discounts, so the Steam version it is. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. This one and other games of the franchise are probably the most popular and well-known first-person shooters set in a Wild West. Here you will play as the best gunslinger West ever saw and blur the lines between man and myth. This adventure made of memorable encounters will unveil the untold truth behind some of the greatest legends of the Old West. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, with a gun holster tied to your leg, become a ruthless bounty hunter on a journey made of all-out gun battles. Master the art of blasting pistols, shooting rifles and dodging bullets.
Metaphorically, right?
No, it's exactly like in The Matrix. You can slow time and actually dodge bullets. How cool is that? Also, I really like the narration part of the game. It is trying to hold your attention even when nothing is happening. Let's say you climb the ladder, but at the same time you are listening to the story, and that is really cool. People are comparing the style with an action RPG game Bastion, which also has the narration implemented. This is a really great invention, and I wish that more games had something like that. Well, with the ability to turn it off, of course. It Takes Two. As you can probably imagine, this is a co-op game for two people. Here you can invite a friend to join for free with Friends Pass, and together master unique and connected character abilities, help each other with the obstacles, and have a great time in general. For example, my friend who's 40+ years old and usually plays games like Detroit Become Human, Observer, The Last of Us and similar gloomy stuff, played this with his wife, and he said that this was the best game he tried in half a year. So it's obvious that the game has no age or genre restrictions, it's just pure fun. So grab your mother-in-law and have fun together. So like the best tabletop role-playing experiences, this game gives you choices and answers your every decision with consequences that drive your characters forward. The best thing is that all heroes here will die someday. Yeah, that is probably not the best thing, to be honest, but here you'll get to hold on to your favorites, reintroduce them in the next adventure, and over many lifetimes you create your own legendary pantheon. This game is truly great. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is a first-person survival horror game about immersion, discovery and living through a nightmare, an experience that will chill you to the very core. You wake up without much memories and stumble through a narrow corridors as the distant cry is heard. It is getting closer, and you somehow are pretty much sure that there are no actual babies in this castle. You don't know what will you encounter here, but the fact is that the castle is huge and you are not alone. And you have no weapon, you can only hide in the darkness. Funny thing is that the darkness makes you mad, and the light attracts nightmares. This is an absolute lose-lose situation. So in general, if you ever wanted to be an actual protagonist in any Lovecraftian story, Amnesia will do everything it can to make you actually feel the dread. It will make your palms sweaty and the hair on your back will stand up. The game endorses the Lovecraftian trope of madness as you travel deeper and deeper down the cellars and dungeons of an ancient castle. What will you find deep down below? Nothing very nice, I promise. Inscryption. This is a card-based odyssey that blends the deck-building roguelike, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror into a well-mixed Bloody Mary. You'll acquire a deck of woodland creature cards by draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, unlock the secrets lurking behind the walls of a mysterious cabin, and embark on an unexpected and deeply disturbing adventure. So don't play this game with your little kids or something. Anyway, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam are well-deserved. This game is a real gem. Also, if you are in doubt, you can play the free demo version. Subnautica. When I first tried to play Subnautica, I had some mixed feelings. I don't really like to craft things in games. Well, I do, but only when it's not the main way to obtain things in general. And all that coral and fish gathering was really boring for me. I wanted to explore, and the game prevented me from doing that because I had no means of diving into the depths, and if I tried, I always died. So for me it took about 2 actual years to get all the equipment I needed for exploring. I can only imagine that some kid can do that in a day or so, but that's not the way for me. I got bored really quickly every time I turned the game on. But that boredom was eradicated one day when I found some really interesting things deep below that, you know, I couldn't reach. So I finally understood why this game was so hard to play for me. It gave me no motivation to proceed. And then when I finally found one, Subnautica transformed into a beautiful world. So addicting that in a week I spent more time here than in the past 2 years. And I continued to do that for weeks to come. So for all the new players, just carry on with that boredom boring part and you will be rewarded. I can without a doubt say that this game is 10 coldest beers out of 10. You have all my recommendations. Although keep in mind that even if it looks so colorful and pretty, it has a lot of horror elements and is not meant for kids. Townscaper. What a beautiful game this is. Well, it's hard to call it a game, to be fair. There are no goals or gameplay, just plenty of building and plenty of beauty. That's it. As developers say, Townscaper is an experimental passion project, more of a toy than a game. Pick colors from the palette, plop down colored blocks of houses on the irregular grid, and watch Townscaper's underlying algorithm automatically turn those blocks into cute little houses, arches, stairways, bridges, and lush backyards. You can build your own cold beer town, cold beerville, or even whole cold beeristan and enjoy the amazing view. God of War. Here you play as Kratos, a man who now lives in the realm of Norse gods and monsters. It is in this harsh, unforgiving world you must fight to survive, and teach your son to do the same. So to say short, he will slay the whole pantheon of pre-Viking gods and creatures, because why not? You are awesome and they suck. The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. I think most of us have watched or at least have heard about the TV series of The Walking Dead. It was a wonderful show for a few seasons. Then almost every at least a bit more interesting actor left the show, mostly because of the poor writing, but it still continued for like 30 more seasons. Well, I am exaggerating of course, and I have to admit that I stopped watching it way past the mark where it stopped being good. Where a hair model without any acting skills and a samurai girl without face expressions led the show. It was bad but still addicting. Anyway, I'm telling you all this because this game is like TV show, but when it was actually good. Yeah, I know it's hard to remember those times, but Telltale's game is a masterpiece, and this time I am not exaggerating. This version contains 23 unique episodes and more than 40 hours of content. It may not be the cheapest game, but if you want a story-rich interactive fiction with multiple endings, it would be hard to find a better deal than this. Enter the Gungeon. This is a bullet hell dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge roll and table flip their way by reaching the legendary treasure, the gun that can kill the past. Imagine if you had one. You could kill your stupid decision to become whatever you are right now and become a doctor of ding-dongs instead. Be famous, have many fans. It's not too late, you know, you can still change everything. Anyway, you'll select your hero or team up in co-op and battle your way to the bottom of the Gungeon, surviving a challenging and evolving series of levels filled with the dangerously adorable bosses. The score is overwhelmingly positive, so you can't go wrong with this one. Pilgrims. Do you know about Samorost and Machinarium? It is another creation of the developers who made these wonderful games, and Pilgrims kinda look like a wonderful game as well, so don't doubt it, I forbid. You'll roam the land as you please and make new friends, share a laugh with your fellow travelers and help them complete their little stories your way. How many different solutions can you find? This game is meant for playing, not for beating it. It's the journey, not the destination. The game is packed with 45 achievements and amazing music, and just look at this price, looks cute and friendly for your wallet. The Last Campfire. This is an adventure, a story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. You'll travel deeper into the lands beyond the dark forest and overcome the adversities before you. Discover beautiful wilderness filled with lost inhabitants, strange creatures and mysterious ruins. 97% of all people who bought this game are recommending it to you. People on Steam are talking that this is a beautiful story-driven game filled with great art and even greater music. The puzzles game throws at you ranges from fairly easy to a medium. Nothing will bend your brains inside out in this game. If you fail here somehow, it's a pure problem of your IQ, I'm sorry. If you are in doubt, you can try the demo version on Steam for free. In Sound Mind. This is a survival horror where you will experience a series of haunting memories. You will take on a journey through a progression of unsettling stories, each with unique puzzles, mechanics, weapons, and boss fights. Basically, here you play as a town therapist and dive into the strange worlds of your patients. The game is a bit scary and plays as a psychological thriller. All the levels are unique and all of them hold a certain ominous atmosphere, so it will definitely grow some hair on your mental balls. People on Steam are saying that almost nobody expected the game to be this good for this price, and I totally recommend it for you as well. Strange Horticulture. Here you'll find and identify new plants, pet your cat, speak to a coven, or join a cult. Use your growing collection to influence the story and unravel dark mysteries. You are a citizen of a charming town surrounded by hag-infested forests and rugged mountains. You are the horticulturist, owner of a local plant store. As a cast of colorful customers come by your shop, you are quickly thrust into an occult mystery stretching back hundreds of years. Explore the lands beyond your store to find new plants, but be careful. The dark woods and lakes are not always friendly to a simple herbalist. You might discover powers beyond your wildest nightmares, or lose your mind completely. Game has an overwhelmingly positive review score. It's a true masterpiece. If you like interesting, non-cliché stuff, it's a must-play for you. Pentiment. This game looks kinda dumb, but it's made by Obsidian Entertainment. Yeah, the same guys behind Pillars of Eternity, Fallout New Vegas, The Outer Worlds, and many others.
What are the others?
Oh, shut up! This is a narrative-driven historical game focusing on character development, with heavily stylized art and choice-driven storytelling in early 16th century Bavaria. You will play as Andreas Moller, a clever illustrator caught up in a series of murders in a secluded abbey over the course of 25 years. You will be responsible for conducting your own investigation to decide the fate of the community, but each decision will have lasting consequences and draws you closer to the center of underlying conspiracy. People on Steam are saying that the writing is top quality, art style is amazing, and animations are great. And yeah, the game has an overwhelmingly positive review score as well. Dying Light Definitive Edition. This is a great deal which includes the full game and a huge expansion with a new story, vast original map, and a customizable buggy to drive. Also 2 additional game modes, 2 additional quarantine zones, exclusive weapons and outfits. Anyway, here you'll have to survive in a city ravaged by, obviously, zombie virus and freely roam around basking in its unique atmosphere. You will also use parkour skills to jump or climb buildings and reach remote areas. But the most dramatic shift in the world comes at the sundown, as you change from a hunter to a hunter. That is a terrifying experience, and you would never leave the safe zone at night, but the best quests and rewards await you only when the darkness falls. Also, if you are used to taking free games from the Epic Store, you may already have it, so check your library. Fallout New Vegas Ultimate PCR. This is a legendary game, and this deal is the best version of it possible. Pack contains DLCs like Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, Lonesome Road, and so on. So basically, if you play the game when it initially came out or never tried it, this version is the best way to experience Fallout New Vegas. Keep in mind that this is one of the best Fallout games ever created. You know, including classic games and new ones, Fallout New Vegas outshines them all. Everyone who played New Vegas is talking quite unanimously about its greatness. The game was created by Obsidian, the same guys who made Fallout clone The Outer Worlds, and now are probably making the Elder Scrolls clone named Avowed. So serious clone people made this serious game, and this price is kinda friendly. Not like all the inhabitants of the desert you will encounter in-game. Don't Starve. Here you play as Wilson, a gentleman scientist who has been trapped by a demon and transported to a mysterious wilderness world. You must learn to exploit this environment and its inhabitants if you ever hope to escape and find your way back home. Although be warned, you will not be given any instructions. No help, no hand-holding, no penis holding. Here you will start with nothing. Craft, hunt, research, farm, and fight to survive. The game is really challenging, but it is also one of the best games for survival fans. People on Steam are saying that taking this game for this price is a steal, and 96% of positive reviews can confirm that without a doubt. Tomb Raider. It is in the 80th place among the best rated Steam games of all time. Yeah, I was surprised as well, so it's fair to say that this is the best Tomb Raider game ever released. And if you were thinking about playing some game from this franchise but couldn't decide where to start, there is your answer. Start with this one. I probably don't even have to say that this game is a proud owner of an overwhelmingly positive review score. Although Tomb Raider is quite short, you can probably beat it in one weekend over 2 longer sessions of gameplay. That also makes it perfect for those who don't like games with 50 or more hours of story. And now thank you for watching. Also, don't miss out on other Steam sale videos in my channel. You'll find plenty of them, hours of fun guaranteed. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.